Today, we're looking at a different kind of bike. Today's bike is a Trek FX2. This bike was purchased back in 2019, and it's a pretty good entry-level bike if all you want to do is commute around town or do any errands. So we're actually doing a favor today, and we're just looking over this bike for somebody else. First thing you want to do is you want to test drive the bike to see what it's like. Then, we're going to mount it on the bike stand and see what we can find. All we're going to do is check the tire treads, make sure the rims aren't binding in the front. We're going to check the treads in the back and check for the rims on the back too. And we're also going to check every gear, starting from the bottom all the way to the top and then back down again. So this bike was actually in very good shape. We can attribute that to two things. One, it hasn't been ridden much in the past year or so. And number two, this bike was kept inside, so I prevented it from getting any rust in any areas that I didn't want it to, such as the wires or any bolts. All we did was just make sure some of the bearings had grease, put the bike back together, and we're good to hit the road. This bike has a pretty simple setup. Bond trigger grips, Shimano easy fire trigger shifters along with integrated brakes, and quick release front and rear wheels. Believe it or not, I actually do like these kind of bikes. They're pretty simple, pretty easy to keep up, and they're pretty cheap to begin with. I do like the rim brakes over the disc brakes because they're a lot less maintenance to deal with. Honestly, for a commuter bike, I think this is a very good bike. This bike came equipped with an 8-speed in the rear, non-clutch derailleur, and a 3x in the front. This is pretty common among cheaper bikes, and commuters like this one are no different. This is not ideal for mountain biking, but this works just fine for city riding. As I said, this bike also came equipped with rim brakes. I cannot say a whole lot of things I don't like on this bike. For mountain biking, it's probably not ideal, but for just riding around the city, this has everything you need to get the job done. It's a pretty smooth ride, it's a pretty simple ride. Honestly, it's an enjoyable bike. I think any bike that gets you outside of the house, it's a good bike as is. You don't have to upgrade every bike that you use, and you don't have to do a whole lot to have a good time. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.